The 4020 Retro EQ plugin by McDSP, along with the rest of the Retro Pack plugin product line, is a unique design based on decades of McDSP engineering experience. Both visually and sonically, the Retro Pack plugins deliver an incomparable vintage gear experience. They also include a customized output stage that puts a unique transformer-like touch on the audio signal. The 4020 features 4 bands of EQ that operate on a unique gain-dependent variable slope system for a smooth sound and increased selectivity at large boost and cut gain values. The plugin also features high-pass and low-pass filters with a unique split-octave design, phase invert buttons, input and output level controls, and input and output metering. Let's check it out in more detail and then hear it in action. On the left side of the 4020's UI are the controls for each of the plugin's 4 EQ bands. The HF and LF bands are high and low shelf EQ, each with a gain-dependent overshoot-undershoot response commonly found in many classic equalizers. The HMF and LMF bands are high-mid and low-mid parametric bands, respectively, that are perfect for shaping a source tone's mid-range. Use the larger knobs to control the gain of each band by up to plus or minus 15 dB, and the smaller knobs to adjust the desired frequency of each band. Note how the shelving and parametric bands do not feature a bandwidth, Q, or slope control. This is due to the way that the 4020 automatically shapes the response of each band. Higher boost and cut values result in a tighter, more selective equalization, while lower boost and cut values will produce a wider, smoother equalization. This allows you to spend less time on dialing in controls and more time on getting the sound you're looking for. Lastly, the EQ button at the bottom of this section of the UI can be used to bypass or engage all 4 of these bands at once. In the lower centered portion of the UI is the 4020's filters section, which features controls for the plugin's high-pass and low-pass filters. The left knob controls the frequency at which the high-pass filter is set, while the right knob does the same thing for the low-pass filter. Because of their split-octave design, frequencies closer to the selected frequency will be attenuated at 12 dB per octave, but the slope grows gradually steeper up to 24 dB per octave as it moves away from the selected frequency. Both filters can be independently engaged with the buttons beneath each of them. Above the filter section is the input and output section. The in knob boosts or cuts the level of the 4020's input signal by up to 24 dB, while the out knob does the same to the output signal. Beneath these knobs are phase invert buttons for toggling the phase of the audio in each audio channel output. Last up are the input and output meters, which are located on the far right side of the UI and can be used to monitor the level of the signal coming in and out of the 4020. Let's hear what the 4020 Retro EQ can do in a few common mixing situations. First up is an acoustic guitar that sounds dull and lacks definition. Here's what it sounds like without processing from the 4020. Now let's hear it with a couple boosts in the highs and high mids, a cut to get rid of some muddy mid-range, a low shelf boost for some body, and a high-pass filter to get rid of unnecessary lows. Next up is a vocal, which has a lot of the same problems as the acoustic guitar from the previous example. Here's what it sounds like without the 4020.
Truth is, I just wanna go home to the floorboards creaking and a dead phone, but I can't, 'cause when I do, I have to face the truth.
Let's hear what it sounds like with some boosts in the highs and high mids for air, and a cut around 600 Hz to tame some honky mids. There's also some reverb printed on this vocal that is resonating strongly in the lows and low mids. So the low shelf band and high pass filter are dialed in quite aggressively to control that resonance.
Wanna go home to the floorboards creaking and a dead phone, but I can't, 'cause when I do, I have mind to lose. Truth is, I just wanna go home to the floorboards creaking and a dead phone. But I can't, 'cause when I do, I have to face the truth. You were never mine to lose.
For the last example, let's look at a few different 40-20 instances that are being used on different elements of a drum kit. Moving left to right on screen, we have a 40-20 instance on the kick drum, another on the snare, and one on the cymbals bus. Let's hear this kit without engaging any of these 40-20 instances. Now let's turn all of them on together. Notice how much tighter, more powerful, and full of life this kit sounds when the 40-20 instances are engaged. There's no beating the smooth, retro vibe of McDSP's 40-20 Retro EQ. When you need something that will shape your source material just right, give the 40-20 a try. It handles both big and small cuts and boosts elegantly, and it never fails to leave a positive impact on your mixes. Interested in learning more? Try out the 40-20 Retro EQ free 14-day trial at the link in the description. It can be purchased on its own, and it is also included in the All Access subscription, as well as the Everything Pack and Retro Pack plugin bundles. We've linked all of these options in the description as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more McDSP tips and content. Also, feel free to use the links in the description to follow us on other social media platforms. We will see you next time.